The Southeast Rhodope Mountains. Spreading far and wide, its sloping hills almost bathe in the calm waters between the Arda River and the sky. It is here that the visible and invisible become one, interweave, narrate and inspire, soar and sublimate. They provoke you to search for the spirit of the mountain, to get a handful of sunlight and wind, and touch the caressing waves of the river, the cheer of the kids, the wisdom of the old men, the tune and air of our forefathers. Big square houses gleam white, spacious and solid, built up of stone for many generations to come. A century ago, horse races used to take place here amongst the many poplar trees. In the past, there was a Friday marketplace. Storerooms were built, and then several families settled around and made this place their home. Nearly 100 years ago, it was known as Koshou kavak. Today, this is Krumovgrad, young and very old, of prehistoric past, with Tracian legends and sanctuaries. It is a national holiday, the day of the Bulgarian scripture. People have kept the manifestation, whether out of regard for the holiday or for the traditions. And folks are coming in crowds from everywhere, going out to meet, to chat, to join singing and dancing, and to exchange smiles and good mood. Tourism is developed, and in my opinion, it will further develop, because our community is the largest one on the territory of the Kardjali region, and it has potential. There is fresh air, fascinating natural sights, and conditions that should be used. It is hard to keep the young people, but we hope to make them stay because the Krumovgrad Municipality is developing and prospering. I would appeal and urge on to the young people. Come here, invest knowledge and skills in the territory of our municipality. You are the future, and the ecotourism is the future perspective for the development of the Krumovgrad Municipality. We're setting out for Student Kladenets. The village, small, pretty and attractive, full of life, hugged under the dam wall, is just as loving as the mountain. You feel like catching every motion, embracing the eaves, caressing each small window. There is a nature-protected center in the region of the Student Kladenets village. 2 eco-paths are developed within it. One route takes you to the bird-watching ground, where there is a specially arranged facility for the disabled. The other eco-path leads to the abrasive wells. Foreigners, mostly from the European countries, as well as people from the country, are visiting the area. There is a rich diversity of birds and beasts of prey, of herbs and plants. The bird-watching grounds safeguard an ecosystem almost untouched by human hand. There are only several such systems in Europe. The colony of the naked-headed vulture was discovered by accident in 1980. However, if you ask the old people, they will tell you the birds have always lived there. Kites and grave ravens make their nests here, and gray herons abide on the rocky ledges. An imperial eagle soars up through the sky, flying over the nests of the black storks. We have walked round the rapacious bird's kingdom. Alighted on the nearby rock, they were patiently waiting for us to leave. They are accustomed to human presence. They are calm. Here in the reserve is their bird life. The watch place is cold, blending with a hill. Here ornithologists study the predatory birds for days on, without disturbing them. We climb up the rock where the birds were, just to catch a glimpse of the mountain through their eyes. From the high spot we can watch around, the birds' nests, the cold water tap shaitana, and the abrasive wells. All of them are plain to see. The entire eco-complex is adapted for people of motor and visual disabilities. On the way down, the hosts also boasted of the pathway, specially adjusted for the disabled. The Shaitana Canyon is right under the Student-Kladenets Dam wall. The Arda River has hollowed out the canyon during the ages. Slowly and calmly, as though it is not the water that has overpowered and triumphed over the stone, but they have jointly created the unique. The coulee has drawn its picture story. Then the more solid rock seized grain by grain of sand from the softer stone and twisted them, and the water tossed almost invisible particles of agate or quartz, and the story repeated itself for ages on end. Regarding rocks, time is measured in other units, specific ones. Much of what we have seen is beyond us. The fish and frogs are probably better aware of everything around. They lie low, plunge deep down into the holes, and cast a glance at us from the shallow places. Here at the dam, you can afford whatever you wish. Fishing, walking, and relaxation. There's also a small island rich in wildlife. They may even take you hunting in a boat. The regatta starts from the Krumovgrad Dam along the Arda River via Student-Kladenets to the Krumovgrad Dam. Busy and bustling, cheerful and scenic, the people's cheer resounds in the usually peaceful inlets and the mountain slopes. We are setting off to Stranjevo, Oreshari, Chernichevo, and Rogach. We inquire about the location of everything, and it is not the elder people, but the kids that guide us around the hills. They know the secrets of the mountain and freely disclose them to us. Rock pockets, chiseled out a long time ago like windows to another world. It might have been like this. Did the Thracians lay the bones of the dead here some 5,000 years ago? Or did local youngsters make them to prove their strength? Or do they stand for a map and point to the gold deposits in the region? Or have the peasants cut the recesses for the bee families to keep them high up and safeguard them from the ferocious bears living in the thick woods? It is mysterious and oracular, beautiful and strange. The Pope Martinova hole is on the opposite side, an incredibly high cave. The legendary Hajduk priest Martin, together with Volchan Voivoda, the leader, used to traverse from the Danube River to the sea. Just ask, and they will tell you stories, legends, and reveries. Once they believed the cave was a symbol of the universe, a center of the world where the divine and the human would meet. You feel the mystic strength of the mountain. You are aware what a tiny creature you are in comparison to it. And caves here are in abundance. You will never be thirsty on the roads here. There is drinking water nearly after every turn, and the water is cold and tasty. Of the Rhodope, you drink life. The water of the Arda River is different. The tender waves hug you. They are loving, caressing, and warm. If you miss civilization, it is just at hand. You can plunge into the swimming pool. The assets of our parts will prove to be a big plus, pushing tourism forward. Swimming pools are available in all big cities and settlements. Our town did not have one, and this made me undertake this investment. I hope time will prove that it was the right decision to make. There were many treasures in these parts, and there will still be more. But the real treasures are the people who welcome you with a smile, amicable and friendly. You can use your GP prescription for free physiotherapy, rehabilitation, or a massage. The respect for the past is obvious everywhere. The home for the elderly is renovated, clean, and tidy. It is a home indeed, offering comfort and its own atmosphere, filled with the memories of all. They are proud of this center, and it is obvious why. Soedinenia Street has housed the old-time tobacco storehouses, the former town hall and police station, the mosque built more than a century and a half ago. Some of the houses have remained untouched till nowadays, and the new ones are built in the same style. People are trying to preserve the old, develop and improve the new. They have safeguarded both knowledge and crafts.
Well, I have carried on this trade since 1968. I have inherited this craft from my father. My grandfather and great-grandfather were also in this trade. They used to be the first craftsmen in Krumovgrad. I am very busy in the springtime till I get people ready to go in the field. Before tobacco sowing, I've got a lot of work. My clients come from several districts. Here, they are good both at working and relaxing. The food is not only delicious, there is nothing artificial in it. They will make a bathed pasty for you called banitsa. Just ask. Accommodation is also available. It is surprisingly inexpensive, clean, modern, hospitable, and very common in the Rhodope. Foreigners come, people from across the country too, all kinds of people, transit visitors, vendors, companies. The region is picturesque, it attracts people. It will become even more beautiful. Therefore we have to build, to do something, and look for an alternative in the future. And tourism will be the alternative for this region, because the surrounding nature is clean and ecologically pure, attracting most of our clients. And even this morning I was impressed by the 30 tourists biking uphill. There must be some attraction drawing them to our region. Turtles or eagles, something strongly appeals to them.
This is tour to Bulgaria.
Weather-beaten faces emanate happiness and delight from the journey, the fresh air, the victory over one's own self and the route. They were from Holland, and they were touring Bulgaria, their eyes filled with enthusiasm and curiosity. It is plain to see, they enjoy it. It is a tour across Bulgaria. In these parts, there are a lot of villages as far as the border. Egrek is one of them, an ancient bridge of Roman times that has survived during the ages. It speaks about emperors and kings, war battles and caravans. Besides its past, the village has its present as well. The school and the kindergarten are working, so there will also be a tomorrow. The village takes pride in its watermills. Small and hidden in the greenery of the trees, they come back to life at every summer end. And the song of the millstone will not cease till late in the autumn. There are 5 operating watermills in the Egrek village. Upon finishing their farm work, villagers come to grind their wheat for the whole season. They mill the corn for a year ahead. I think these watermills will keep running. Many tourists come to watch the mills. They find them very interesting. They are interesting indeed.
Има работа, да. Работа много, на кубик. От тъмно до тъмно.
Yes, there is a lot of work, much to be done, by cubic meters, from dawn to dusk. How many hours does that make? 12 hours a day. We get up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. There are also tractors. Do you see them? There are about 50 to 60 tractors in Egrek. We plant watermelons, tobacco, corn, green beans, for home use, for domestic needs, also for sale if anyone wishes. The young people? Everyone goes to work. They work in the town. Come on, that's enough. Don't wait for the dawn. Get up and go to plow, plow, and plow. The old man kept saying our job was not an easy one either. A person that knows what toiling means, but has no idea what it is to work and smile. We are setting out again, towards Divisilovo. The names of the villages in these parts sound lovely. Tukachka, Sarnak, Kandilka, Chernichevo. They speak for themselves. The herb Divisil gives strength by 9 forces. In the past, Hippocrates, Avicenna, and Galen recommended it together with wine or honey to treat various diseases. But whenever you look at the young and the elderly people here, you forget that illnesses exist at all. Well, I've been singing in the group for some 28, 30 years. I've not been in the group for a long time, but I enjoy singing a lot. Of course, folk songs thrill and fill my heart. Do you have a lot to do? Yes, I do. I'm thinking about the field. A living soul, you know, all the time thinking about what to do. Now we are here, and then we are right in the field. It must pass through the carter first. The small parts are fit and good for making slippers. Good for anything. We call it rough knitting. For socks. I'm making a doormat, and when I'm ready I cut it here. Then I tie it up and put it in the doorway. We place the mat outside and take off our shoes. I used to make mats a lot. Now I'm lagging behind these works, but I manage somehow. Young maids, when they get married, try to guess by the strings of gold coins if the people are wealthy or not. Whether there are gold coins for a necklace, whether a small necklace contains large coins, and if a big necklace has small coins as well. Whether Tarada, as we call the head decoration, also has gold coins in it. There are no such buckles. These clasps are ancient work of old times. White is the thoughts and souls of the Highlanders. Blue is truth, revelation, and persistency. The yellow stands for the light and the sun, faith and kindness. The red means love. The green, youth, hope, and joy. The violet, knowledge and humbleness. The stories about the mountain have been woven into the songs, in the voices towering and floating above the hills. A wealth of bright colors, untouched by time, are to be seen in the embroideries, decorations of horses and donkeys, in the flowers spread in the forest meadows. In the past, Avran was named Belipran, meaning White Peak. Except for the peaks along the border, it is the highest point in the region surrounded by oak woods. The St. Ilia Church, now run down and lonely, was built as early as 1870. Next to it is the old school, the first one in Krumovgrad. A new church is under construction, St. Nicholas, the Miracle Worker. Avran is alive and growing. The cultural center is working. The opening of a new border checkpoint is forthcoming, which will facilitate the development of tourism in the region.
Района като цяло е запазен и това е ценно за нас тук с построяването.
The region is preserved as a whole by creating such recreation zones, by building up small houses, by planning and providing public services all around, setting up recreation centers,
and that is what we consider worthwhile,
Ако го направим,
and what will help us attract and bring back the young people.
разбира се, да им
Of course, we have to provide employment and normal living conditions.
нормални условия за живот.
Each road in the Eastern Rhodope Mountains leads to a miracle. Here is one of the phenomena, the evergreen oak tree. We are invited to come also in the wintertime. Then its green branches draw another fairy tale on the snow-capped hills. There are plenty of oak trees here. They use them as building material, as fuel, and to rest in their shade. But this oak tree is the only one. They say that the oak tree is the tree of life, the mystical root of strength and love. Animals look for shady shelter at noontime, and they tell the story in their own language. Nature amazes with its wonders, as if to show who used to live here millions of years ago. It wins and fascinates you by the unaltered, whimsical, and odd beauty of the rock, the strange transparent deep of the waters, the measured running of the sun, the Orpheus flower, the Balkan savory. Here, is through the entire Rhodope Mountains, are scattered ancient Thracian sanctuaries. After the Kouvil village, it is nature that makes us stop, as if the stones are singing very old Thracian songs, telling about holidays and dances, battles and treasures. Avran, Chernichevo, Oreshari, Rogach, Kouvil, anywhere. There is no explanation about the designation of the stone range, for the time being, and the mysteries remain.
Водоемите в Крумовградския район има мирни и има и хищни риби.
There's a wide variety of fish in the basins of Krumovgrad region. Carps, caracudas, redfins, white and sheet fish, perch. Fish is abundant here, and of all species. Whatever fish one likes to have, here you are. Yes, birdwatchers often come for the naked-headed vulture. They come from Canada, Norway, and Austria. Many nature fans visit our parks. The town is small, nature is very clean.
Богатството от дивеч, което разполага нашия регион е...
Our region is rich in game, stag of fallow deer, wild boar, roe, and hare, and in some places there is local small winged game. The tendency is towards a better development of the region, mainly of tourism, including hunting and fishing, since they are the best attractions for foreigners. Here you can see anything like nothing on earth. Like a newborn fawn, the young deer needs half an hour only, lies down and gets used to this world, neither moving nor stirring, not even blinking. Then it rushes off the hills alongside its mother. Turtles, as if knowing that legislation protects and safeguards them, solemnly walk across the road, shaking their heads with regal condescension. The frogs are looking at us. We are the strangers here. Rare species, some of them are not to be seen anywhere else.
къщата, в градинката, хем сади соя, хем плаче.
Blessed land that has brought and won the legends and mysteries of the past. It bravely faces the present and looks forward to the future. Ages peacefully sleep under the hills, safeguarding the secrets. Someone whispers stories about old rebels, treasures, brave men and beautiful women, embedding the calm and strength of the mountain. Woven into one, just like embroidery, time vanishes, giving way to the emanation for the power of God and nature.
Вишни череши цветяха и орехите ресяха. Газа от мене върнахте, вишни череши